Hello, if you're viewing this and you will be given level 5 clearance to this information, keep in mind it is highly classified and any exposure to the public or leaks will result in immediate termination and level 3 anesthetics. Let's begin, shall we? You are currently viewing the file of what we like to call SCP-2445 and SCP-2444, otherwise known as the Angel and the Devil. We currently don't know much about these SCP. We just recently discovered them, but here's what we have so far. Let's get started, shall we? Starting off with what we know about the appearance of SCP-2445 and SCP-2444, we do know that they are twins, exactly the same height and almost the same age, and almost look identical except for some different characteristical features. For starters, they both are male and they both range between 15 or 14 in age. They also show different in personalities. Next, let's start with more detailed appearances. Starting with SCP-2445, known as Angel. Like we said, he looks like an angel. SCP-2445 wears a white hoodie jacket with pockets. His hair color is pure white and a little rugged, while at the same time he has a golden floating halo over his head that varies in different sizes depending on certain situations. We do know his distinct features involve his eyes, hands, and back. SCP-2445 seems to have angel wings, about the size of 2 staff member lounge SCP doorways. We have not yet estimated the accurate wingspan and size of SCP-2445. What we do know is we learned that his wings are apparently indestructible. During one of the incidents of a staff member's security force, his pistol accidentally went off when he dropped it and it ricocheted off SCP-2445's wings. After some further tests, we do learn that SCP-2445 wings are very indestructible and can still be very light. We do not know how he's able to do this, considering to be able to be that strong, you have to be solid and heavy. But SCP-2445 wings are apparently light as any other bird-like wings, but at the same time, very indestructible. Next we go on to his other features. Next up are SCP-244's eyes, which are very advanced. We learned that SCP-2445 has unbelievable great perception and distance and vision. Even better, we compare it to like a hawk. How hawks have great accuracy and vision when they're flying. SCP-2445 states that he is not blind, considering that we thought he was blind due to his eyes. His eyes look kind of blind, purely white but with some black ring lining indicating pupils or eyes. But that's all we know so far. To how accurate his eyes are, we still are testing how efficient his eyesight is. We do know it's more advanced than any human being or animal. Next up, SCP-2445 appears to have claws like a phoenix instead of human nails. We do not know why, but he says they seem to help him hunt or cut things. We still are studying to this day. Another odd ability that he obtains is an arrow effect on human beings. For starters, whenever someone's sad or depressed or having a tough decision, he seems to appear and always lighten the mood, or be like a guardian angel. He protects, he helps, and he's very friendly to almost every staff and SCP, which also is a very shocking discovery. During one of our interviews with SCP-682, SCP-682 attempted to escape again by attacking another staff member, but shockingly, SCP-2445 appeared out of nowhere, intercepting 682 before 682 could attack. And what stunned us was SCP-682 just seemed to groan, stare at him, and then slowly walk away, not even engaging in combat. which is unusual for SCP-682, since SCP-682 hates all life, which got us even more interested about SCP-2445. But this is all we know for now. So what we get is he's very like an angel and very protective of the innocent. But that's all we have right now on SCP-2445. Now moving on to SCP-2444, otherwise known as the Devil Boy. SCP-2444 resembles more of a demon, and his personality isn't as friendly. He is somewhat friendly, but he's not as friendly as his brother SCP-2445. His color scheme is a lot different. Instead of white, he's black and red, similar to a devil. But the difference from him is he's more aggressive at times, depending on the situation at hand. And his features are slightly different from devil wings. For example, his back varies from different types of limbs, from wings to spider limbs to tentacles to even oddly shaped spikes. But the same features that stay the same are his claws and tail. Also, his horns. For starters, his tail is very long, maybe even longer than an SCP-682. It has a sharp spiked tail tip like a blade and can easily cut through steel, and is black and red. His claws are more jagged, probably for digging into flesh or slashing through people. He also noticeably has horns, very long, and yet we still have not yet varied the size of the horns, but they do vary in shape from time to time. SCP-2444 seems a little more aggressive at times, but at the same time, he also has a similar ability to his brother, an arrow effect. For starters, instead of making people happy, sometimes he has an oddly different effect. He makes people bold, brave, or make drastic decisions that might not be reasonable. Like the angel and the devil, one decides different from the other. The devil decides more drastic and self-proclaimed decisions, such as deals or every life stressful situations. That's where it comes into play, the difference between SCP-244 and SCP-2445. We've also learned their personalities are still a little more different, but we also learned they have a deep bond, a brotherly bond that cannot be broken. Whenever one brother is distressed or in danger, the other one immediately comes within range to comfort each other. No matter how far, or even if they're off a different site, they always seem to find each other within minutes to comfort each other. We still don't know how they're able to find each other so easily. Maybe a psychic connection. Another thing we've learned is SCP-244 and SCP-2445 vary from different abilities or different attributes. In other words, SCP-244 doesn't have a strong eyesight like SCP-2445. We're still learning the capabilities, but we do know one thing. SCP-2444 seems to be extremely super strong, even stronger than his brother, the Angel Boy. We've noticed this once when an SCP Foundation was stocking items or checking items, and one of the heavier containment units almost completely fell on him. By shock, SCP-2444 appeared out of nowhere and lifted it with ease before it even landed on him, saving a staff member's life, which was shocking because the containment weighed almost 10,000 kilograms or heavier, basically heavy as SCP-682, and we still don't know if that's his limit. We're still studying to this day of their capabilities and abilities, but what we do know is that each SCP refused to mention anything about their origin or their original families, which we are still trying to find out to this day.